Hey there, welcome back to the channel, and if this is your first time finding me, my name is Gerard. Today we are talking about fragrances, more specifically a fragrance that I found at my local Marshalls. I do this video once a week. I go into Marshalls, TJ Maxx's, Burlington's, trying to find fantastic deals on hidden gem fragrances. So if that's content you think you want to see more of, be sure to like this video, subscribe, hit that hype button, all the good things. But let's not waste any more time. Let's jump in to the store footage. So there was a good amount at my store, as you guys can see from the video, but there is one fragrance and one fragrance alone that really stood out because I felt like I owed it to this brand to try it because I was so impressed with another fragrance from them that I actually found at a rack store that I wanted to try this. So, you know, they had sort of set the ball rolling with that fragrance. The scent we are talking about is Rayhaan Elixir. And I ended up paying $34.99 for what I believe is the 100 ml. It doesn't appear to have anything on the box. So nonetheless, Rayhaan Crimson. I was super impressed with that fragrance. It was a dupe of a much more expensive Creed fragrance, but we're not here to talk about that. I'm gonna bust this open. I'm gonna get it on skin, walk you guys through what I pick up. We'll take a look at the notes, and I will ultimately let you know if Rayhaan Elixir is actually any good. Let's get into it. Now, I'd be lying. Well, let's take a look at the presentation first. I like it. These bottles all stick to sort of the same design language. And this is no different, but I really like the gold and black. And that brings me to my next thing, which is I'm a little disappointed in what I know already this to be cloning, which is JPG's Male Elixir. And I don't know, that's not my favorite scent DNA, full disclosure. So I'm really not going to be comparing this directly to that fragrance. I'm going to treat this like a standalone scent and whether or not it's any good. Let's take a look at the atomizer. Really good atomizer, very good. Let's see, in the air. Yeah, actually, okay. Yeah, in the air, it has this fresh, aromatic, vanilla, little bit powdery, slightly minty vibe. It reminds me quite a bit of the original Male. But yeah, much more vanilla here. And it's a nice vanilla. It's sweet. For me, it's almost leaning towards the bourbon style vanilla, like what you would almost smell like on a, like real vanilla, like, well, I shouldn't say real vanilla extract. Okay. If you put your nose up to like a little bottle of vanilla extract, it's similar to that. It doesn't smell to me necessarily like frosting or a dessert type of vanilla, which I prefer. I actually prefer, well, I prefer the more boozy vanilla than I do the sweet frosting type vanilla. Let's see what this does off of skin. Okay, wow, lots of lavender, very sharp lavender up top, which I'm not mad at, because a lot of times, I will say, this particular DNA just goes too heavy on the vanilla early on. It doesn't have enough depth or balance initially, and which is one reason why I'm not crazy about the actual JPG Male Elixir. I think it's an okay scent. It's just not my favorite. I think that one is a little bit overhyped. This has a powdery vanilla along with this lavender note. So it's masculine. It has a little bit of a fougere style to it. I was not expecting this, I'll be honest. I was expecting more of the sweet vanilla up top. I'm not getting that here. I'm also getting a lot of those aromatic notes. So there's definitely a mint note here. It's cooling, it's refreshing, it's a little bit uplifting. There's a slight metallic vibe to it. I don't think this has no Middle Eastern twang to it. So it smells like a designer fragrance with not really a twist to it, like that, you know, what you might connect with your typical UAE fragrance is that they have this underlying similarity amongst themselves. And I'm not getting that here. As it dries down a bit, there's a little bit of a fruitiness coming through. Really well-balanced sweetness. The vanilla is not overdone here at all. Now, whether or not that comes much more in the dry down remains to be seen. I'm also picking up a little bit of a honeyed sweetness, so I would not be shocked if honey is a note in here. So far, I'm really impressed. Now, the other thing that's standing out to me is that it's not particularly strong. Every other fragrance that I've tried, whether it's duping the JPG or the original, very strong fragrances. That is, although this is a sort of deep, complex fragrance, it's not necessarily a room filler, at least not on first spray for me. I may be going a little anosmic to it, but I'm just not getting the vibe that this is super powerful or overwhelming in any way. So that might be a good thing or a bad thing for some people. I like this so far. Let's take a look at the notes really quick. So the notes for Rayhaan Elixir, top notes are mint and bergamot. Mid notes are lavender and benzoin. And the base notes are vanilla and tonka. Really basic note breakdown for this scent, and I will say I'm picking up all of it, but I think at the end of the day, yeah, you could call it a little bit generic. I like this more, I think, than the JPG. Now, I'm not saying this is the better fragrance by any means. I'm just saying what my personal taste is, that not being my favorite fragrance. I absolutely love, no pun intended, Absolute, the flanker to the Elixir. I think that's the better fragrance of the two. But this one is really nice, especially for what you're paying. Now, I hate to say it, especially for what you're paying. We make the assumption that, oh, if it's cheap, it's a good cheapie. Yes, but I'm not getting anything here that makes me think it's cheap. So if I smelled this just off a strip or off of someone else, my guess is that it would be some type of mid-level to maybe just a step up from mid-level designer fragrance and not a rack store cheapie. As it's settling in a little bit, there is something changing slightly. It's getting a little bit of that Play-Doh vibe, which is not my favorite. That can be the tonka bean, especially in cheaper fragrances, more inexpensive fragrances. I don't know why that is, but if it has And that this might not be a good thing for this fragrance, because as it dries down, you might be left with that Play-Doh smell. And I hope that's not the case. But initially, like I said, the opening is really good. I'm really impressed with the opening. Love the use of the lavender here, giving it that metallic, sharp lavender. It just gave it life. And when I wasn't expecting it, I was expecting just a warm vanilla fragrance, and I got a little bit more than that. However, it is changing a bit. That lavender is definitely taking a back seat. More of that tonka is coming through, a little bit of the benzoin. So the warmth is there. I just don't like that slightly powdery Play-Doh vibe that's creeping in. And again, it might only last through the mid. This isn't a full review. As I always do, I'm going to wear it this week. I'm going to walk you guys through essentially what type of performance I got in it from it in my weekly wears video, which drop every single Monday. So the 7 fragrances sitting behind me right now, that's last week's rotation. So I'll drop that video in the description down below so you can go check it out. Who I see wearing this is definitely, men. It's a masculine fragrance at the end of the day. Not that women can't wear it. You can wear anything you want. Let's face it, it doesn't matter. Fragrance is unisex in my opinion. It truly is, and it doesn't matter what I say if I think this leans masculine or feminine. But for me personally, and what I how I categorize my fragrances, I think this is more masculine than anything. I also think that it's pretty versatile, surprisingly so. This isn't one that I would necessarily reach for only in the wintertime. And that is different from the JPG. The JPG, I think, is exclusively cooler weather. It's not something I would reach for in the summer. This is lighter, a little bit more airy, a little bit just easier going. So I would probably reach for this even for like a summer night out. As it's changing now, again, some of that Play-Doh vibe is going away a little bit, thankfully. And we're about 15 minutes in here. The time might be different for you guys, but as I'm smelling this and going back to it, it's okay. I like it. I guess what you're really going to be faced with is this one worth replacing the JPG? That's what everybody wants to know. And although I think they smell very similar, I think they're different enough where you could own both without it feeling redundant. And if you're just not the biggest fan like me of the original JPG Elixir, you could grab this one and try it just to see if you like it more. I do like this DNA. I like the aromatic, fresh, warm vanilla with the lavender here. There's something about that combination that just works for me personally. So the actual structure of the DNA, I'm a fan of. But it is what it is. It's a $30 fragrance at a $35 fragrance at Marshall's. How many of these do you need to smell good? You don't need a lot. Is this a run out and grab it like immediately and see if it's out there? I would say no. It doesn't have that, I guess, special something to really set it apart from other things. I'm a bigger fan of the Crimson fragrance that I had tried because that scent DNA is so unique and so different. This is a good DNA. It smells good. A lot of people are going to like this. But is it a run out and grab immediately? Probably not. One thing is for sure, it smells great. It is a little bit effervescent as I go back to it. It's almost like hints of Sedley in here, funny enough, which I love. I love that fragrance, but the freshness and how it's being utilized, the lavender, that slight metallic undertone. It's like, wow, it's like if Sedley met a vanilla fragrance, like a creamy vanilla winter fragrance. So that's an interesting twist. This might be one that grows on me more. Again, I'm going to wear it and let you guys know what I think. I'm not wearing anything today, so it's no better time than wearing this now, putting it on, and see what I get from it, see if I get any compliments, see what my wife thinks, and I will let you guys know. So I would love to know what your thoughts are on Rayhaan's Elixir. Drop it in the comment section down below. I'm going to wear it, talk more about it in my weekly wears video, and I would love to know what you guys think of it. So as always, guys, if you like content like this, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, hit that bell notification so you're updated whenever I upload new content. But until then, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video.